Thank you everyone for coming around. Flat Earth Society is dedicated to unraveling the true mysteries of the universe and demonstrating that the Earth is flat and that round Earth doctrine is little more than an elaborate hoax. The Flat Earth Society holds that there is a difference between believing and knowing. If you don't know something, and cannot demonstrate it by first principles, then you shouldn't believe it. We must, at the very least, know exactly how conclusions were made about the world, and the strengths and weaknesses behind those deductions. Our society emphasizes the demonstration and explanation of knowledge. Flat Earth theory has grown over the centuries like a wandering sojourner hungry for truth and eager for discovery. It's changed from the learned conjectures by our ancestors of antiquity to Victorian polymaths like Dr. Samuel Burley Robotham, and it even thrives today in a worldwide grassroots effort of scholarship. This video reflects these stages of Flat Earth theory by containing information and works from each era of humanity. As people walked through the ages collecting data and knowledge, the Flat Earth theory walked with them, growing wise and robust and kind. It's hope that you find the truth and erudition of these works, as so many before you have. You can expect to find the skepticism and understanding needed to break free from the constraints of conventional dogmatic thinking and brave the pioneering waters of true science and learning. More specifically, you will find Flat Earth proofs conducted by Flat Earthers across the world and Flat Earth concepts, terminology, and discourse. May the various Flat Earth evidence and Flat Earth maps guide your journeys to places wonderful and to ideas formerly unfathomable. Thank you.
To manufacture false perceptions, often created staged incidents, and then using these as the foundation for what appears to be a valid argument.
So what are we getting at here? Well, it appears that both of these are being used in the Flat Earth Society. Why? Money, power, fame, all of the above?
The founder of the Flat Earth ideology is Samuel Robotham, aka Parallax, who started the Universal Zetic Society, who died in 1884. In 1956, Samuel Shenton, a reported Freemason, resurrected this idea and started the International Flat Earth Research Society. Before his death in 1971, he then passed it to Charles K. Johnson, who was the president until his death in 2001. In 1972, Charles K. Johnson resurrected this idea and started the International Flat Earth Research Society.
In 2004, the mysterious, and I do mean mysterious, Daniel Shenton gave new life in the Flat Earth concept and started the FlatEarthSociety.org website. However, and it's a big however, Shenton has no images, no bio, and his outdated Twitter and Facebook pages don't really show much aside from faceless photos cut off, you know, and him wearing a t-shirt of Flat Earth and appearing around the world.
Right, exactly. So I tried to contact them for a Skype interview, but so far, as you can see, no response. Because I noticed that there is not one single video interview with any of them. Only radio interview with John Davis, who, by the way, is the only one out of all of them that actually have a legitimate Facebook page.
And they do have a P.O. box that's registered in London, but on the site, like when we looked there, it showed this like where their office was this random like factory place in like Portland, Oregon. It was really mysterious, so we didn't quite understand that.
Right.
Okay, so why are we bringing all of this up? Because they're kind of good at hiding themselves, and the real question is why? Like, what are you hiding? If you really believe something, I mean, let's just be open about it, right? Like, I mean, we are.
So the other thing that is going around is a so-called NASA contractor by the name of Matthew Boylan, who actually goes by Math Powerland. We haven't found any evidence claiming that he is from NASA, and on his Facebook page, he promotes his art and movies that he is making.
Guys, he's an actor. We checked his IMDb page under the name of Math Powerland. 3 are related to Flat Earth, and 1 is for some Canadian show called The Badge. I didn't get to watch the film, but I'm sure it was good work. Also, he has a YouTube channel called the NASA Channel, but it doesn't support any solid evidence. There are also videos of other people debunking him as well.
The best part is how he labels himself, so get ready for this. Are you ready?
I think so.
All right. Surface expert, photorealist, painter, composer, performer, chemist, herbalist, healing consultant, actor, engineer, architect, interior designer, carpenter, explorer, portrait artist, whatever the heck that is, scientist, political expert, and the best historian.
Doctor, scientist, political expert, and historian was already too much. Who accomplishes becoming all of those things in one lifetime? This is just, ridiculous.
Anyway.
All right, now look. We're really not trying to throw anyone under the bus here. We're just trying to rationally point these things out. If you look into these things rationally as we are, you will find the same thing.
Right. I just have this thing where I really like to help awaken people to the truth and stop others from using people for their personal agendas and to make money.
And speaking of money, rapper B.O.B. is trying to raise $1 million on GoFundMe for weather balloons to fly for so-called proof that the world is flat.
But do you really need $1 million for weather balloons? I mean, does anyone else think this is crazy? You could take care of this with a few trips up in a hot air balloon.
Okay, let's put all of this aside. On the religious aspect, some Christians claim they believe the world is flat because of the word firmament is in the Bible in Genesis, in which they take it as a literal translation. Now, the word in Hebrew is raikaya, which could also mean expanse. Buddhist and Taoist texts also talk about the great firmament, but the meaning behind this is like the entire colossal firmament, which was made by the Creator and not just only creating Earth.
Okay, so this is what happens when people really start taking things very literally. But who are we to really translate these texts and lay a definition on them? I mean, you can say you think you know what that means, like what you understand that means, but you can't really lay a definition down. All of this could be a ruse to get people distracted from things that people in power don't want you to know.
Right. This also discredits real conspiracies that are happening and things that we've even talked about, such as CERN. So even the secret space program whistleblower Corey Goode said to host George Noory that he had intel that the flat Earth idea was actually created by a select group of people at NASA to spread disinformation on purpose to make it harder for people to decipher what is real and what is false.
Right, so like, you believe in this or that, you must be one of those flat earthers too, right? Plus it puts more emphasis on the tangible science and less on the metaphysical part of science.
Right. So it leads people to believe that everything is just a conspiracy and this is really hurting our society. Also, this even puts the flat earth believers into a box, which is then labeled as insanity. I personally know a few of them, so look guys, we're really not trying to make fun of you and call you guys out. We're just trying to separate fact from fiction here.
Okay, so let's actually blow the top off of this and talk about some simple physics here that proves that the Earth is actually round.
So the eclipse is one of those smoking gun arguments that shouldn't be denied. When flat earther Charles Johnson was asked by the New York Times about how the eclipse works, he said, "We really don't have to go into all that. The Bible tells us that the heavens are a mystery."
Okay, let's make this quick. If you really study the moon, the only mathematical answer to its movements in the sky are that the Earth is round. Furthermore, if the Earth isn't round, why hasn't anyone ever seen any variation of this during the eclipse? Here are flat Earth shadows on the moon as compared to real ones that show the ellipse.
So let's just break this down. The solar eclipse is when the moon is between Earth and the sun, which the moon blocks the sun. A lunar eclipse is where the Earth is between the sun and the moon, which casts a shadow on the moon. Otherwise, if the world was flat, we would only see a small flat shadow.
All right, let's talk about the case of Eratosthenes. He's from 205 BC, people. There's no way he could be a part of any modern conspiracy, right? Okay. Eratosthenes heard of a place in Egypt called Syene, where at noon on the summer solstice, the sun cast no shadows. At the same time, the buildings in Alexandria were casting shadows at an angle. On the solstice, Eratosthenes stuck a stick in the ground and measured its angle. He used the distance between the two cities to calculate the curvature of the Earth, which he did fairly accurately, and it's round.
The 90-degree 10,000 K hike test. You won't be able to say